News.
We can exclusively report on this White House document that lays out the details of an executive order President Trump is expected to sign today.
Fox's Vito Ducey at the White House.
The plan is for him to sign this executive order to reinstate service members who were dismissed for refusing the COVID vaccine with full back pay and benefits. More than 8,000 servicemen and women were discharged between 2021 and 2023 because they refused to get vaccinated against COVID.
And when that mandate was repealed 2 years ago, only 43 members dismissed accepted invitations to come back. Now they get full back pay and rank restored under the order. Now President Trump will sign 2 other orders as commander-in-chief, according to the New York Post, to ban transgender military service members and eliminate military DEI programs. The president also won a standoff with Colombia when that country refused to accept Colombians flown back there after being detained for being in the U.S. illegally.
The White House is claiming victory. Colombia is now agreeing to accept flights of deported migrants from the U.S. This after President Trump threatened to impose steep tariffs and other measures on the country for blocking 2 flights on Sunday.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. This is federal agents keeping conducting raids in cities across the U.S. going after illegal immigrants considered security or criminal threats. Trump borders our Tom Homan tells ABC this week.
If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. Because it's not okay to, violate laws of this country.
More than 900 were arrested yesterday, another 500 plus detained. Tens of thousands of Palestinians walking back to what was home in northern Gaza, an area with a lot of destruction. They had to flee. They were allowed back after this was agreed to.
2 hostage releases are set to take place this week, one on Thursday and the other on Saturday. Now, during each of these days, 3 people will be freed from Hamas captivity.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. America's listening to Fox News.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
We mentioned Gaza and the 2 new hostage releases set for this week. Reuters reports President Trump will welcome Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House for talks next week. And this is a somber time for Jews around the world. It's Holocaust Remembrance Day.
It was 80 years ago that Auschwitz was liberated. It's now a place to heed the lessons of the Second World War and to remember those who died there. They were mostly Jews, among the 6 million Jewish victims of the Nazi Holocaust. Today, delegations from more than 50 countries will pay their respects. The British King Charles, 19 presidents, plus survivors of the camp. All will gather in a special tent placed over its haunting gates. President Donald Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and Commerce Secretary nominee Howard Lutnick will lead the U.S. delegation. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Speaking of Howard Lutnick, his Senate confirmation hearings Wednesday, the same day as a hearing that'll get more attention for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Trump pick to be Health and Human Services Secretary. Tonight, the Senate is expected to vote to confirm Scott Bessent as the next Treasury Secretary. And on Wall Street, a big sell-off is brewing. NASDAQ futures plunging more than 800 points. The Super Bowl is set, and once again, the Chiefs are in it.
For the 4th time in the last 5 years, the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills faced off in the playoffs. And just like each of the first 3 times, it was the Chiefs coming out on top, as Harrison Butker's 35-yard field goal with 3:33 to play gave KC the 32-29 win. The Chiefs will now look to become the first team in the Super Bowl era to win 3 championships in a row. Their opponents will be the same team that they beat in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, the Eagles. Philadelphia with a 55-23 win over the Washington Commanders in the NFC title game.
That's Fox's Greg Thompson. Now, the Super Bowl is set. Chiefs versus Eagles, February 9th. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Tuition going up for certain income freshmen at University of Illinois schools. Board of Trustees voting to increase the base tuition rate for the Illinois resident undergraduates enrolling in the fall of this year by 2.2% at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and University of Illinois Chicago, and 2% at the University of Illinois Springfield. A funeral procession Saturday, including a parade of about 150 trucks to honor Tanner Adkins. Last Monday, he died at the Carl Foundation Hospital in Urbana. A memorial service was held at 2 o'clock Saturday at Paxton Church of Christ. Fire crews were on scene at a multi-family apartment complex fire in Champaign in the 2100 block of West White Street. They reported heavy fire incoming from the third floor, extending into the attic. Firefighters encountered heavy fires. They searched that building and fighting the blaze. The good news, there were no injuries to report. Investigations ongoing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, good Monday morning, friends. Hello, friends. I think Jim Nance has been so good for so long. It's just crazy stupid how good Jim Nance is. I don't know if you saw him last night, but he's at the Chiefs game.
Yes.
Anyway, hello, friends. Solye, hello, friend.
Hello. Yeah, they you know what? They made that first down.
Well, according to the other guy on the other side, they did it by like 3 feet. So I mean, listen. Yeah. Kansas City, they're just nobody's ever done what they're doing. Nobody in the history of.
I know, but
I mean, if you had one play, and you have one quarterback to pick, it wouldn't be Tom Brady. It'd be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah.
I don't know how you stop the guy. I said the only way the Bills are winning if he starts dropping the ball. And Patrick Mahomes dropped the ball, and they scored a touchdown.
Yep.
And that was the only time he dropped the ball. So,
but I think even a bigger player with that club is Andy Reid.
Oh my gosh! I mean, whatever he does offensively, they do these quick hits. Mahomes is just I think I can beat Patrick Mahomes in 50 yards. Okay.
Oh, you?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not that fast. He's elusive. You can't get him. Listen, if you're not rooting for Patrick Mahomes, you're just going to be frustrated. The guy's amazing. He just is flat out amazing. I was rooting for Josh Allen.
So was I.
Josh Allen is an outstanding quarterback that just has to play the wrong team at the wrong time.
Yeah, he looked dejected.
Oh man,
darn it!
They beat him every game that doesn't matter. They beat him in the regular season by how much? They pounded him this year. I mean, Buffalo beat Kansas City.
Yeah, Bills need a little help in their receiver core. I believe they can't keep relying on Josh Allen all the time.
No, I know, but again, don't the Chiefs get all the breaks? It's just unreal. Anyway, they're great, and they're going to probably beat Philadelphia. Philadelphia's defense is awesome. They're awesome.
I don't know about that. Well, I know they were playing the Commanders, but still, that ball club, that Barkley running back guy, holy smokes!
Saquon. All right, it's our meteorologist Greg Solye, brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
And they've got that health and wellness center that's open. If you want to check it out, only $5 admission, or you can work the deals for your membership, and they're open very convenient hours. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Well, I'm seeing a whole bunch of numbers that start with a 4.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And however, when the weather guy says get it done while you may, where you can, the best you can, that means get out and enjoy this week. Because as we say, the livestock side as well, the other boot end or hoof is going to drop on us here for next week. But a fair amount of rain first in the transition, mild weather as well, but Arctic air is on the move over the weekend into the northern plains and probably at some point mid or late next week. And we've got a couple of healthy storms in the wake of any rainfall that comes our way for the middle late parts of next week. That looks to be pretty busy storm track around here, i.e. winter time. It's a winter chill out there this morning at 11 at Willard and Savoy, 15 at Rantoul, 14 Danville, 14 Bloomington Normal. But considering the melting of snow, the higher sun angle, and the southwest breeze that may gust 40 to 45 miles per hour, we'll make a nice recovery on temperatures up to 43 today and 26 tonight. Still a healthy west wind tomorrow, sunshine and 45 in the 30s tomorrow night and up to 43 on Wednesday. Grab the sticks at 50 on Thursday if there's anything opened up around here. We do get into some rainy spells for the day Friday and Friday night. Rainy says, not snow at 43. We'll be in the upper 30s to mid 40s for the weekend and begin a colder air mass intrusion. A couple of more maybe winter storms to stay close to from a forecasting standpoint the middle parts of next week.
So you're talking icy snowy, both?
Well, the Friday thing has maybe a little freezing rain with it to start well north of Champaign, but then it's probably Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe another one late next week. We'll be right on that rain snow line, probably start as snow, go to rain, go back over to snow. And there's a couple of snow systems after that. We are not done with winter time by any
February
means.
starts Saturday. So the great ice storm in 1990 was on Valentine's.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Me too.
That was
I was out of power for like 2 weeks or 10 days or something. It was crazy.
Pretty rough.
We were cooking on the fireplace in the living room.
Mm-hmm. Solier, you the man, baby. You the man.
See you next hour.
All right. Greg Solier, outstanding meteorologist. ESPN 93.5. It is 11 after the hour. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning. I'm seeing over here, Illinois governor vows to resist Trump's border agenda.
I don't.
Thank you, Pritzker.
Does nobody listening to this show would ever say, gosh, I hope illegal criminals get a stay in Illinois?
What's up with that?
I don't have any idea. And I would presume their argument is, well, they're going to go after the kids in a school.
Right.
That isn't true.
Right.
Initially, it's all criminal, and then they're going to go back down and just go down the chain of priority. If you came into the nation illegally, you broke a law. So what are we going to do about that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
boy, I'm seeing some video of Chicago police, and they're taking care of business.
Well, it's not the Chicago police; it's ICE.
ICE.
They've been told by Brandon Johnson to stand down, Governor Pritzker. But I would simply ask Governor Pritzker: Are you against, in general, returning the immigrants? Or are you against the felon that's been convicted 10 times? You don't want them to go home?
Right.
What's up? And so Colombia turned away a plane. The U.S. was flying down to Colombia to put back some of their people, and they wouldn't let them land. Donald Trump was on the golf course and immediately put a 25% tariff on everything they get in Colombia. Colombia president immediately called and said, we'll send our own plane.
I see.
See, the tariffs are negotiation, okay? It's like, don't hit me with that because we can't afford it.
Right.
So they're going to go ahead and send their own plane, send their own gas, and do all that. But if you send them, they're your citizens. We're sending them back to you. So plane loads are already leaving, I think, almost daily now. But you and I are just going to disagree if you think it's a good idea for felons. I mean, the people they arrested last week were gang members, gang bangers, bad people, rapists, murderers, convicted. So there's 12% of America that thinks it's a good idea. They stay. You're out of your minds. You're just out of your minds.
Right.
And again, 88% is a big number. Most common sense people would say, yeah, the bad guys need to go. Why would you terrorize a neighborhood and scare people every single day because they know you live there? You just live in fear, and you don't have the money to move. So anyway, that's a head scratcher. I think Governor Pritzker, who wants to be president, better tack to the right. This far left stuff is not going to sell. I mean, Donald Trump's been in office. This is day 7, and the things he has gotten done is just stunning. This flat out stunning. The accomplishments and the thing that is different than any other president I've ever lived through in my life is that here's a guy that says what he's going to do and then actually follows up with exactly what he said he's going to do. No politician does that.
Right.
He's a different dude. So today is going to reinstate those Army people, those Navy people, all the military that refused a vaccine and was kicked out of the military will now be given their rank back, their benefits back, and back pay for however long they were dismissed.
Wow.
Some cases it's 3-4 years. 21 to 23, we were kicking out 8,000 military people. And by the way, we're 41,000 short on our recruiting efforts in the United States military.
Oh, boy.
So with Pete Hegseth, who's a soldier, they're going to come back. And 8,000 people are going to be very happy today. I tried to do the math. 8,000 times, I'm saying 10,000 a month for some of these folks because of benefits. That's right. 30% of it. So if you get $80,000 or $90,000 a year, which is probably pretty common, you're at the 120 probably. So I got about $2 billion on the back pay. And so there'll be a lot of happy military families that said, man, I don't believe in the... Essentially, you're kicking out anybody conservative because I don't think any liberal turned down the COVID vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But 8,000 will be reinstated. The executive order will go out today. All right, quarter after ESPN 93.5. The Fighting Illini, I tell you, in the house yesterday, I thought the crowd was absolutely electric from the get-go.
I mean, it said over 15,544 or something like that.
Well, I think it was an official sellout. I'm not sure everybody showed up.
Right.
But because the very top, I think, of the north end zone, those are the last to fill. They weren't quite all full, but it was a great crowd. I thought the crowd, when I walked in the building, I said, ooh, this feels good. There's a lot of electricity.
Yeah, good energy.
And the guys matched the crowd with that energy of getting after every loose ball. And we just needed to survive. Tomislav Isavic has mono. Now, mono, as we probably know, is one of those things that can linger.
Yeah.
But the word I'm getting is that they think he's had it for a while. Maybe even back at the USC game.
Oh, wow.
It just wasn't feeling good.
Okay.
So the other side of that is they think could be back a little sooner than we think.
Okay.
I don't know about Thursday, but we play Ohio State this Sunday at noon. I think we're going to see Tomislav Isavic sooner than later is the word I'm getting, which is fantastic news because with him, but look at Merez. Merez played outstanding. Merez Johnson Jr., I mean, does he even get a chance to play that many minutes if Thomas... So in other words, we're getting better and deeper and more experience, and probably is going to help us in March. Anyway, good win for the Illini.
Yes, 83-74 was the final with number 17 Illinois taking down the Wildcats. And let's see, I guess it was Kylan Boswell with the team high 16.
Everybody scored 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a real balance.
Lots of double digits. Even Jake Davis with 11.
Yeah, he had some
threes.
Nice threes, and Ben Hummerkaus really got us going. Northwestern was shooting 14% when we were taking control of the game.
Right. I mean, we led by as much as 25 at one point, but in the last 2 minutes...
They made 8 shots in a row.
Right.
And we took some quick shots.
But that made everybody a little nervous.
Maybe. But we were up 8 with 40 seconds left. But no, he put everybody back in. All the starters came back. He wasn't thrilled how they finished it, but for the most part, a really good, solid win over a very good Northwestern team. I'll have some Brad and some Doug Collins here and a few clips coming up.
Sounds good. At Nebraska on Thursday at 7:30. And if you're interested in that Ohio State game on February 2nd at noon, that's on CBS. But if you want to be there, text in Illini. 217-359-2255. Try to win from Express Employment Professionals, recruiting top talent and opportunities. ExpressPros.com.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a little bit about our football team, and here's Luke texting in. Fly, Eagles, fly. 55-23 over the Washington Commanders.
They put the hurt on Washington, man. So it's what we thought on Friday. I was rooting for the Bills and the Guardians or whatever, the Commanders
for
Redskins for those townies. So we were rooting for Washington. I was rooting for Washington Buffalo. I like Josh Allen. I think he's just had a rough run going against a tremendous, maybe the best ever, Patrick Mahomes. Awesome. Our weather this morning brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Busey started in 1868 in Champaign-Urbana. Amazing. Member FDIC. Here's meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a pretty delightful conclusion to January and the first few days of February, but hold on good and tight. Wide swings of weather and an active weather pattern gets going around here for next week. Not done by wintertime by any measure of the imagination. Windy turning milder for the day today, though. Sunshine at 43, but hold on good and tight on that southwest wind, increasing 20 to 30 gusts to 45 miles per hour. Windy, not as cold tonight, down to 26. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, mild still at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out in the mid-30s tomorrow night. Sunshine and 43 for the day on Wednesday. Up near 50 on Thursday. Maybe a little rain, maybe some freezing rain mixed in early in the day on Friday, then some rain in the afternoon up to 43. Upper 30s Saturday, mid-40s on Sunday, low 40s next Monday. Signs of a developing winter weather system we'll keep an eye out for at some point the mid-stretches of next week. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
U.S. tech dominance is being threatened by China. Stock futures are selling off. China's artificial intelligence company DeepSeek claims it has 2 AI models that perform better than or close to leading Western models and don't need the most expensive new chips. DeepSeek is now the top-rated free app available on Apple's App Store in the U.S. More people are signing up with AT&T and adding a new phone. Its subscriber numbers topped expectations for the recent quarter. Most of its other business was upbeat. AT&T is looking to buy back stock in the second half of the year. Ryanair expects to fly fewer passengers this year than originally estimated. It says Boeing probably won't be able to deliver enough aircraft to increase flights. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Well, Michael was out of state and needed to sell his home, so he reached out to the experts at the Nate Evans Group for help. Michael says the team at Nate Evans was able to help him get his home ready for the market and did a great job negotiating multiple offers on his home. Michael says he's grateful for all their hard work and highly recommends the Nate Evans Group.
Yeah, and it can be a smooth transition from selling your home to buying your next one, as Nate partners with lenders who have creative banking solutions to drastically reduce your down payment and avoid having 2 mortgages at once. It's like he knows so much about the business and has that great experience. A friend you can trust. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. All you need to do is essentially do an online search to get things started or call 217-239-7113. Nate Evans Group. Start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
All right, Monday morning. This is January 27th. Oldest brother Greg is celebrating a birthday.
Okay.
Brother Johnny was on Friday. My mom and dad's anniversary would have been yesterday, and Greg was born today.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Greg. We love you. Good job.
Well, the end of January in the Ketchtarian household was pretty active when you were growing up.
Lots going on, Lots going on. All right, so Fighting Illini beat Northwestern yesterday. I think Brad Underwood, except for the end of the game. The end of the game was, wasn't what he wanted because we had him down 25. But they came rushing back, and we had to put everybody back in. So here's Coach after the game.
Played with an edge. And really happy and proud of our guys. I thought we responded. To playing without Tommy, and we talked a lot about our edge. We talked a lot about we knew we had to make some different adjustments. Not huge, but I think analytically, you got some of you guys will look at it and tell me I'm wrong. I don't, but I was told we got the number one defense in the country with Tommy and Merez on the court together. We're getting to the point where I'm going to starting to get to that lineup a little bit, but and then with the sicknesses, it was just hard to practice and get right. I thought we had a little time to prepare. I thought Merez Johnson was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he really was.
I kind of went into this game and with the mindset I wasn't going to take him out unless he was in foul trouble. He showed his quickness, his ability. We were going to give Martinelli some threes. We were worried about him in the paint, and I thought Merez did a really good job of trying to negate some of his looks. I thought Kylan early was terrific on Barnheiser, and then KJ won the battle of the ball screen. Especially in the first half with Leach, making his opportunities very tough.
And then the head coach of Northwestern, Chris Collins.
Yeah, not a great day for us, to say the least. Give Illinois a lot of credit. We knew what kind of an Illinois team we were going to face today. This is a really proud, winning championship level program that has had a little bit of a rough stretch, and so. We knew coming into this building today we were gonna get everything they had, and that's what they did. They in every facet of the game to start that game, physicality wise, effort wise, 50-50 balls on the glass. I just thought they were the tougher team.
Well, we out rebounded Northwestern 50-27. Somebody told me that had we lost yesterday, it would have been the first time in 8 years that Brad has lost 3 Big Ten games in a row. That's remarkable. If that's true. That's remarkable. So we go to Nebraska Thursday. They're always pretty good at home. Obviously, the question is Tomislav, and I don't think Brad knows that. Can Tommy Isevich play? If he plays, probably take some blows here and there to take a breath. But if he's coming back from mono, who knows? Maybe another week? I don't know. But when he comes back, we'll be whole again because it looked like Trey's pretty good. It looked like Will Riley was back, looked good, but it was physical, and we were definitely the tougher basketball team. All right, we're going to take a break. Got the news coming up. Illinois basketball star Merez Johnson on needing some help from Sarah Champagne and Ben Quattrone.
I was going back home for a weekend, and I was going to be downtown. I text Ben, can I get a different car, go to Chicago? And I got something small, a nice Buick, something that was nice. I got my car back when I came. It was quick. Ben and Sarah Champagne took care of me.
And Sarah Champagne would do that for you, too. Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Holiday hangover got you feeling weighted down. We're not talking candy, pie, and eggnog-induced pounds. We're talking about the clutter chaos. Old furniture, tank of lights, and junk galore. Time to detox your space with 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Ditch the junk and start fresh. Head to 2menjt.com and schedule your junk removal today. Use code NEWYEAR25 and score $25 off your next junk removal. Offer valid at 2 Men in a Junk Truck, Champaign, Illinois.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Back pay and benefits are coming for service members discharged for refusing a COVID vaccine. Also, reinstatement to the military if they want.
More than 8,000 servicemen and women were discharged between 2021 and 2023 because they refused to get vaccinated against COVID. And then once the military's mandate was repealed in 2023, only 43 people actually tried to go back.
Fox's Peter Ducey. The Kansas City Chiefs could be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row after beating Buffalo 32-29 for the AFC Championship on a field goal with 3 minutes left.
Their opponents will be the same team that they beat in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, the Eagles. Philadelphia with a 55-23 win over the Washington Commanders in the NFC title game as Washington committed 4 turnovers, all of which led to Eagles touchdowns.
Fox's Greg Thompson, Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts scored 3 touchdowns each. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Central Illinois firefighters took advantage of the cold weather to do ice rescue technician training. Several departments, including Champaign, Danville, Decatur, and more, took part. Crews felt it was the perfect time to get out there for this training after the freezing temps. The instructor of the program said, even though emergencies like this doesn't happen often, it's still important to be prepared. There'll soon be a pharmacy at Francis Nelson Health Center. It'll serve patients and community members by providing access to affordable and convenient prescription services. Anyone who has access to the pharmacy, the new pharmacy will enhance the services available at Francis Nelson Health Center. Tuition going up for certain incoming freshmen at University of Illinois schools. Board of Trustees voting to increase the base tuition rate for Illinois resident undergraduates enrolling in the fall of this year by 2.2% at Champaign-Urbana, Illinois Chicago, and University of Illinois Springfield. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. They offer efficient solutions for busy offices. Maybe save some money. You can call Watts Copy Systems to 217-352-0428. We got to be on alert for the next 5 to 7 days on winter, as my voice cracks.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Pretty good looking weather and fine feeling weather relative to late January, early February for the next several days. No major systems in sight for this week. Next week, a pattern shift into a far more stormier winter weather scenario for a good part of the Corn Belt. East Central Illinois may be included in that. But in the meantime, windy and turning milder for the day today. Cold start, but boy, a nice recovery around here with a higher sun angle. What's left of the snow pack and snow cover melting away at 43. At southwest wind 20 to 30, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy tonight down to 26 and a few clouds. Tomorrow mostly sunny, breezy, mild at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out near 35 tomorrow night. Mostly sunny, breezy, miles too for the day. And Wednesday at 43, up near 50 on Thursday. And so a couple of rounds of rainfall for the day on Friday into Friday night with a high about 43. 39 on Saturday, 45 on Sunday. Easy weather for the weekend. And back into some cooler weather early next week with a Monday high near 40 and dropping. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solvier.
All righty, here we are at 7:33. I'm Stevie J. That's Dia.
Good morning.
And we are bringing back 8,000 of our military that got dismissed under Joe Biden because they refused to get a vaccine.
Yeah, reinstating some of these service members that were discharged.
That's a big deal. If you're getting back pay and all your benefits, you get your rank back. Now, do you get your back pay if you still don't want to come back?
Right.
Not sure.
I mean, such a bad time. I know at least a couple of examples right here at home where they felt ostracized for not doing the shot.
Well, you were evil. You were selfish. You're going to kill people.
Right.
You're killing people.
And you know,
I mean, it's just
these are people that are in your barracks that you trust and your brothers and all of that. I don't know.
Well, guess who ended up being right? I mean, we were guessing on a whole lot of the vaccines.
Right.
The mask didn't work. They knew that. 6 feet was totally arbitrary. It's just they pulled it out of the sky. They had nothing. I mean, now we know all that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a guess. 6 feet. That's 7 feet. That's okay. 6 feet. 5 feet. Get ready. And there are people still driving around with masks on alone in the car.
I know.
I said at the time there'll be people that will never recover from this fear.
Right.
And that's sad.
Well, and I saw it yesterday. I had an example where I had to hit essentially the ER, the Convenient Care Plus or whatever, and had a 6-hour experience with all that. But, you know, a lot of those are wearing masks because of health concerns, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's in a hospital and, you know, there's something going around like the flu's been.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty contagious.
But my son Aiden and I were like the only ones that didn't have anything on.
At least they weren't forcing you to put on a mask.
Right.
It didn't work.
Right.
Cloth masks did not work. It was not effective.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got a COVID shot, you can get COVID. They told us we wouldn't. That's just not true.
That's right.
All right. Am I the only person that really is curious about the horrific crash near Carl a week ago?
You're
Saturday?
not the only person. I've had so many people say your broadcast is the only one saying illegal alien.
I am so disappointed in all of our local media. If you can't tell me if the man was an illegal alien.
What is up with this guy? And he used a false identity.
I think,
now he's from Guatemala.
Well, from
he
Guatemala,
had some charges against him.
But they said he was deported once, so that must mean he wasn't here legally, right?
Right.
That's the only clue I have.
But nobody is saying that
I don't
in
understand.
their news releases.
You need to understand that bad policy can kill people too, okay? And if he was here and he shouldn't have been here, there's a policy that killed 2 more kids.
Yes.
It makes me sick.
Yes.
Chapin Rose are going to jump on tomorrow. I think he's I don't think it's readily, I think it's offensive. What are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about? It's fact. If the guy's an illegal, I want to know. It is disappointing. People are can't say that anymore.
Why?
No.
Why?
It's just
we don't stick up for the criminal.
Hey, November 5,
especially someone who ran from the accident.
November 5, it ended. Okay, and if you want to stay on your woke stuff, you might be popular in Champaign County, but you're not across the nation, and most of Illinois. Most of Illinois is pink and red, except for about 6 counties, and they hold a lot of population. Cook County, but this other stuff. Men having babies, playing on the girls' teams, being so sensitive to criminals. I'm sorry, I'm not. It doesn't mean I don't feel bad for their families and the choices they made in their life. But if you're an illegal here, you broke our law, and then you go off and ram a Civic and you kill 2 young ladies that were here visiting. Unbelievable.
Right next to the hospital at University in Kohler.
Anyway, all right, I wanted to play this clip from J.D. Vance. Hillbilly Elegy is what he's written. It's a movie and it's a book. I'm reading the book. And it is just, by the grace of God, this guy survived, his childhood, and then to come up through the ranks as a Marine, and then get to go to wherever it was, Yale, Princeton, wherever he went, and then met this woman, Usha, who might be smarter, although I think J.D. Vance is brilliant. I really do. This Usha is something else, too. Anyway, here's a Megyn Kelly interview.
Oh, good.
With this young couple.
She's awesome.
When he just had written the book, he had no beard, he had a baby face, and he was 32. And the story is just really compelling.
Was deeply in love with a classmate, Usha Chilakuri.
He just had a really great attitude to everything. He was clearly so excited to be there in a way that, a lot of people just... You get accustomed to places like Yale Law School when you've been to other universities like that before, and he felt very different.
But what Usha didn't know was just how different. As far as JD had come, his past was always looming.
I was as close to a nervous breakdown as I've ever had. The stress of law school, mom had just had a heroin overdose. I was in love with this girl, Usha, but I didn't quite know how to be in love with her in the way that I wanted to be. And I just thought to myself, you finally got to this place that's going to guarantee that your life is going to go well, and you're struggling with all of the things that you thought you'd gotten away from.
With Usha's love and support, JD graduated and they got married. Now they're expecting a baby boy. Family is close by, including his mother Beverly. She's clean now, but JD keeps his distance. After a brief maternity leave, Usha will be commuting to Washington for a Supreme Court clerkship with Chief Justice John Roberts. But for now, they're settling into a new house.
So back to Columbus.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, one, it's about to have a baby. It's good to be close to family. But, you know, the things that I care most about are not in San Francisco. They're not in Silicon Valley. The things that I care most about are the opioid crisis, about solving some of the issues that I write about in the book. And you can only do that, I think, when you're actually close to the problems and when you're actually on the ground trying to help.
To know whether JD's going to run for office.
Who's everyone?
Everyone. It's everyone. Trust me. I speak to them.
Okay.
What do you think? Should he run for office?
I think someday, if the time is right, and if he really feels that that's the best way that he can contribute to his home, then I think that would be a great idea.
Why do you get uncomfortable when that idea comes up?
I think that, you know, when people ask me if I want to run for office, part of me wonders, like, do they think I just give off a used car salesman vibe?
Don't you think it's more born of hope that you could be a real change
Sure.
agent?
Yeah, no, I think that's the optimistic take on it. And I'm very flattered when people ask me, and you never say never, but it's just not something that I think about doing right now.
And so we left JD Vance, 32, home again, on the cusp of fatherhood. Whether his past will interfere with his present?
Yeah.
Well, that could be another book.
I think it's so inspiring to read about J.D. Vance in this book and to just say, okay, that guy that lives over there and they're on the wrong side of the tracks and mom's a drug addict and don't know which father. And I mean, that's just, there's a lot of Americans that drift around and don't have a lot of hope and don't think that God has a plan for them.
That's right.
And you're taking a guy that went through hell with some of the family stuff. She kept bringing home guys, that kind of thing, and they were awful.
Yeah.
And there's a kid that hung close to his sister because they were able to bond and kind of work through a lot of things. But for him to, you just, what it does is it brings hope to millions of Americans from Appalachia and everywhere else that's poor. And that's, you know, Donald Trump's visit Friday to North Carolina where that's a J.D. Vance's. They didn't have much. They lost everything. Nobody cares about them because if anything, they'd vote for Trump, and they certainly don't have any money. And so we have this story that is going to connect anybody that looks at the movie or reads the book. You're going to connect with the guy that says, wow, what's my excuse? This guy had no money, zero. His mom was actually a valedictorian of her class because she got into alcohol and drugs.
Right.
And the mother was sitting there in whatever, orange sweater from Kohl's, from Target. It wasn't super fancy, but it's where they're from.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
So anyway, I just think it's inspiring. She's been clean for 12 years.
God love her.
But man, what a rough deal. And then J.D. Vance there, are you going to run for office? He's a humble dude. I think he's real smart and he's real good. And he'll go on CNN, he'll go on all the networks, and he's just fine.
Right. I mean, remember in the debate, he was very cordial.
He was cordial and he was kind of gracious to Tim Walz. Mm-hmm. And Tim Walz agreed with him on a lot of things.
I know.
It was the kind of demeanor that Trump's a little bull in a china shop.
Uh-huh.
It might be what this family needs right now. A little firm decision making, which is what we've got. But maybe JD's the bridge to another time. Maybe he's got next. I don't know. The Democrats are going to put up about 20 people. But if they don't get off the far left, they will not win.
Right.
America has awakened, and we think that's too far left. You're going to have to come back to, dare I say, John Fetterman's common sense, Joe Manchin, former West Virginia senator's kind of common sense, where a whole lot of people can climb aboard a guy that makes common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the far left has just got to be dismissed as a fringe. And until that happens, the Democrats will not win.
Well, now that hopefully we've all woken up a little bit, I hate to use that word, but I just feel like someone like Gavin Newsom, California governor, you got to look at the track record and say, man, we just can't have that.
Too far. He's just too far left. And he's a smooth-talking, cool-looking guy with really good hair. But no, the far left, they're going to figure it out. Somebody's going to figure it out and say, we're not going to win a national election again until we correct some of the stuff that's wagging the dog. The tail is wagging the dog.
That's right.
All right, you can chime in if you'd like on the Fisher National Bank text line at 217-359-2255 if you would like to jump in.
And you can also see the show and listen on your phone at Stevie Jay FM on X.
Yep, we're there every day. No censorship. Yeehaw. All right, check your sports headlines. Oh, that's
sports
the
headlines
or
weather?
No, let's do the weather.
Okay.
Weather coming up with Greg Soya, but first sports headlines.
Okay, very good. Number 17, Illinois over Northwestern, 83-74. But with a couple of minutes left, they were only up by 8, but at one point up by, 25?
Yeah, they closed it to 8 with 42 seconds. The game was over, but it made it like, but we held on, won by 9. It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess they do that in net. Maybe Ken Palm, you have to win by more. In any event, it was a great win for Illinois, beating a team that beat us in December in overtime in Evanston.
That's right.
So a good payback there. Off to Nebraska for Thursday. And yeah, the Indiana head basketball coach is probably in trouble.
Yeah, I saw Maryland ended up beating the Hoosiers 79-78.
And it was 78-77 with 10 seconds left, Indiana winning.
One of those last minute.
Listen, remember Brad Underwood?
Second calls that just didn't work out.
Well, he made a basket. He made a 3 with 5 seconds. And then Indiana went down and missed their shot. But I mean, when Brad said pick your poison with Maryland, if you really crash inside, they're going to shoot the cover off the ball. They had 12 3-point balls, shot 50% from 3. Maryland, Brad had said 3 weeks ago, he thinks Maryland's one of the best teams. Maryland's a problem. When we have all of our guys, I'll play them.
That's right.
Shorthanded, no. Because they got 2 big men inside, and they do have 3 guards that had 12 threes for Maryland yesterday. They're a good basketball team. So anyway, Indiana, they were grumbling in Bloomington, Indiana, about their coach.
Yep. Who used to play for Indiana.
Bobby Knight in late 70s, early 80s. He was great. He was a great player, but he's at this moment, he won't make it.
Also, Wisconsin over Nebraska. That final was 83-55. Penn State is at number 21. Michigan, 5:30 tonight. Iowa is at Ohio State at 7 o'clock this evening. We had our Illinois women in action at 7:30 tonight. If you want to check out the game against Purdue at the State Farm Center, go Illini. NBA has Denver at Chicago Bulls, 7 o'clock. Milwaukee Bucks are at Utah, 8 o'clock tonight. Minnesota over the Blackhawks, 4-2 on ice. Vancouver's at St. Louis, 6:30 tonight. Parkland's men's basketball team beating Illinois Central College to be 20-2 on the season. The Bears have made some moves when it comes to their coordinators. DeGlon Doyle is 28. Offensive coordinator comes from the Denver Broncos. Dennis Allen had some experience in the Saints. The offensive coordinator, and retaining Richard Hightower as special teams. So
they're putting together a coaching staff now.
I know.
Chicago Bears on Q96 WQQB, our station.
That's right.
That's where we carry Chicago Bears football now. Let's go. Playoffs next year. Let's go.
Eagles over Washington, 55-23. Kansas City over Buffalo, 32-29. That sets up our big game, the Super Bowl, on the 9th in New Orleans. Eagles and Kansas City. I guess Travis was singing KC and the Sunshine Band song,
That's the way I like it. That's Casey.
Is it?
That's the way.
I think that might have been it.
I like
do a little dance, make a little look, get down tonight. I think it was that one.
I was rooting for the Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry, but Patrick Mahomes, I don't know. I just looking at nobody has ever even been in position to win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
There have been quite a few. Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw. There are a lot of football teams that won 2 in a row.
I mean, for that matter, the Patriots with Grady.
Tom Brady never won 3 in a row. And they'd won 2, but interestingly enough, Kansas City becomes the first football team ever in 60 Super Bowls to have a chance to win 3 in a row, because nobody's ever made it back to the Super Bowl after 2 in a row. They just haven't. So this is Kansas City is just, you just got to say, if you're going against Patrick Mahomes, good luck. Because to my eye, I don't know who's ever been better. Tom Brady obviously was 7 championships. I think Patrick Mahomes has a great chance to pass all that. This is going to be his, 4th or 5th? And what is he? Is he 30 yet? I don't even think he's 30. Anyway, he's just remarkable.
Yeah.
And of course, Andy Reid. Andy Reid plays his former team. You know that Andy Reid, with what he's done with Kansas City, winning 3 Super Bowls, maybe they're about to win their 4th. He's the all-time winningest coach in Philadelphia Eagle history. They fired him.
I see.
The Eagles fired Andy Reid.
He's 66.
How's that going for you now? Andy Reid goes to Kansas City. They pick some kid.
Well, that makes it always interesting then.
Yeah,
Kansas City and Philadelphia match up.
He said, you can't do that. He said, I've got to focus on what it's going to take to beat that football team.
Yeah.
I don't want to get this thing bigger than, he just wanted to focus on it. And you know what? He's really good on the State Farm commercials. He really is. Fumblerooski.
That's right.
He's got some personality. And he also listens to the guys. They'll come up and say, and they'll have a play on a napkin, and he'll try and run it. Not during the game, but they'll prepare for it.
Uh-huh.
But he opens this up and listens to the other guys, which I think is pretty unique.
Patrick Mahomes is 29.
Yeah, how about that?
Man.
29 years old.
Wow.
He just had his second child?
I believe so.
Yeah, and they actually had the baby in the off week. Talk about planning.
Right.
So he said we had to be the number 1 seed so that we had that off week, and we knew the baby was going to come about that. Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Anyway, it's they're just remarkable, and you got to just hand it to them. The best run ever as far as Super Bowls. All right, 7:51. Mike Woodson is who we were talking about.
Yes.
Mike Woodson it's like hiring Kenny Battle and having to fire him. That's how hard it's going to be for Indiana. They're firing their Kenny Battle. So when you hire a guy like Yadier Molina someday to the Cardinals, you might have to fire him. Bart Starr, the great legendary quarterback for Green Bay, they hired him, had to fire him.
Yeah.
Brutal. So there is that risk.
Because he's one of yours.
Well, Mike Woodson's 60-something, 66 or 7. He's definitely older, but they're grumbling at the top. When Maryland made another 3 in that second half, you could just hear the barking. Indiana fans do not like. I bet you take a poll in Indiana, over 50% would easily say you got to replace him.
Yeah.
I think most would agree that he had a team built with a lot of money, and it just hasn't worked to what they thought. Right now, Indiana's not even in the tournament right now. Oof, there's going to be 10 Big Ten teams in the tournament, and Indiana's not going to be one of them as of today. Whoa, that's rough. All right, check your weather. Brought to you this morning by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking to hire, and if you're in the mood to improve health of community members across the region, maybe you'd like a career and opportunity for growth, consider visiting carl.org/careers.
Yep, and you know what? It's going to feel real good for a few days. Don't get lulled to sleep.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Pretty good looking weather and fine feeling weather relative to late January, early February for the next several days. No major systems in sight for this week. Next week, a pattern shift into a far more stormier winter weather scenario for a good part of the Corn Belt. East Central Illinois may be included in that. But in the meantime, windy and turning milder for the day-to-day. Cold start, but boy, a nice recovery around here with a higher sun angle. What's left of the snow pack and snow cover melting away at 43 at southwest wind 20 to 30, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy tonight down to 26 and a few clouds. Tomorrow mostly sunny, breezy, mild at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out near 35 tomorrow night. Mostly sunny, breezy, mild still for the day. And Wednesday at 43, up near 50 on Thursday. And so a couple of rounds of rainfall for the day on Friday into Friday night with a high about 43. 39 on Saturday, 45 on Sunday. Easy weather for the weekend. And back into some cooler weather early next week with a Monday high near 40 and dropping. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Here in 2025, invest in yourself with free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in fees, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, offering excellent annual percentage yields with no service fees or minimum balance. You just make a dozen debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit a month. It's super easy as you maximize on your money with a bank ready to invest in you. You can learn more at FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Now at Jets, order any 3-topping pizza and get $5 off. Just use promo code 3TOP when ordering. That's the number 3, T-O-P. Want to impress family and friends and spend less? Get creative and build your own 3-topping pizza with their favorites for your holiday gatherings. Available in deep dish, thin crust, New York style, or hand-toss round. Any 3-topping Jets pizza for $5 off with promo code 3TOP. It's a deal. Jets, better because it has to be.
Yeah, Butch has said, hey, Green Bay won first 2 Super Bowls. They did not have an opportunity to win a third in a row because they didn't make the Super Bowl in Super Bowl III. It was the Jets and Baltimore.
I see.
Joe Willie Namath, the New York Jet quarterback, who was 19-point underdog, said to the media, we will win, I guarantee it. And the Jets won. It was a stunning, it really kind of brought together what was then the AFL, NFL. There were 2 separate leagues, and they merged kind of after that game. And brought the league to even bigger and better things. And then Minnesota, didn't they go a couple of times there? I know that San Francisco had. I know Pittsburgh certainly had.
But nobody's done 3 in a row.
Nobody has been to the game to win 3 in a row. They've won 2 in a row, but they never even made a Super Bowl the third year. Nobody's ever done it till Kansas City last night.
I see.
And that's, what is it, Super 59 or something?
L-I-X. And
that's 59.
Okay.
If I remember, L-I-X.
Yes.
I-X is 9.
Thank you for that.
59 and L's 50. I somehow remember some of the Roman numerals. No
What was
idea.
that,
I
8th
don't
grade
remember
math or
lunch
something?
yesterday, but I can, about 7th, 8th grade. Al Barentine, I believe, taught me the Roman
For
numerals.
me, it was Mr. Relic, who passed away. He was like 99.
He was a Christmas tree man, too.
Yes,
And
that's
I think
right.
superintendent of Unit 7 for a while.
For a while, yeah.
No, he was a
and
good
that was
man.
when all the Catholic schools were coming into Unit 7. There was a big change.
Yeah.
He had a lot to navigate in that chapter.
Okay, so we have a Stever today. It's from PDR Automotive. If you need your car, truck, or van fixed, tuned up, whatever it might be, today we're offering, you can only win this one once, but it is a complete vehicle inspection. And maybe you're driving a car that's a little older and you kind of want to know what you got, or maybe this older car you're going to give to one of the kids. Why don't you go check it out? I'll pay for the $100 complete inspection. And then if you need something done that's $330, I'll kick another $100 toward that.
Okay.
So it's PDR, but you can just do the inspection, and then you get a 5-page color printout of what you got to look for.
That's right.
And they might have some things say, gosh, I'd recommend doing that now. And you say, I'm going to wait on that. That's fine. Anyway, PDR Automotive, it's right on Cunningham at Kerr in Urbana. And you can go see John Marshall and his wonderful people, Chuck and Jason. If you want to get some stuff done, PDR Automotive, it's the GoStever.com website is where you can sign up for this. And if you're one of our winners, you can get an email tonight after 8 o'clock, and then you get in there. It might take a week or 2 to get the car in. We'll give you extra time.
That's right.
In any event, you'll get a printout, and you'll get a real knowledgeable take on what you got going with the vehicle you're driving, which is always healthy to know.
PDR 1008 North Cunningham in Urbana.
It is a complete vehicle inspection, which costs $100 that I'm paying for. And then if that's all you want, that's great. You're done. Or if you want to get something repaired if you need it, I'll kick $100 toward that effort. So it's a $200 potential prize package.
Nice.
All for free at GoStever.com.
Right.
Program where I, Stevie J, hand you money, and I'm darn happy about it.
And it's a good idea to be a member, even if you don't need this car situation today. You might need something else along the way, and these are some really good deals.
Yep, it's discounts and money I'm giving away that you just won't find anywhere else, and we're happy and proud to offer that to you.
Thanks for being our listener and being part of GoStever.com.
And again, we're getting a lot of people that still want Illinois basketball tickets. You realize we have 5 games left?
I know.
5 home games left. That's it. Ohio State this Sunday on national TV. That should be a good crowd. Ohio State coming in. I'm kind of glad they beat Purdue at Purdue because now it'll get our attention. There's a team we probably should beat here, but don't sleep on. I mean, Purdue was ahead by 20 and lost. at West Lafayette.
And what's the secret sauce for the Buckeyes?
They made all the threes.
Oh.
They did that thing that Northwestern did at the end of our game, making all the shots. So anyway, we got a good game.
That's Sunday, February 2nd is our next home game against the Buckeyes at noon.
This Sunday,
at
right.
the State Farm Center.
Yep. So that ought to be fun. If you want to text in a line I to 217-359-2255, you can get in on potentially winning tickets to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, of course, we're in Lincoln, Nebraska, home of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Fred Hoiberg's a fine coach.
Yes.
And we'll see. He and Brad are very good friends.
That's right.
And we'll see if we can go on the road. And again, everybody's saying, is Tommy playing? They don't know. He is mono, but getting better and feeling better. And if he's had it for 3 or 4 weeks, which they think he has, this could be a huge addition. But along the way, Merez is getting better and better. I like it. All right, we're going to be back after the Fox News at the top of this hour. Glad you're listening. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And I'm Stevie J. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Pete Hegseth shows up for work at the Pentagon this hour. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The new defense secretary has some work to do as President Trump readies a new executive order today to welcome back U.S. military members kicked out in the COVID crisis.
More than 8,000 servicemen and women were discharged between 2021 and 2023 because they refused to get vaccinated against COVID. And then once the military's mandate was repealed in 2023, only 43 people actually tried to go back. Now, everybody that is reinstated will receive their former rank and full back pay with benefits.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. The New York Post reports there will also be 2 more Trump orders for Secretary Hegseth to process to ban transgender military service members and eliminate DEI programs. There was a brief standoff between the White House and Colombia, which initially refused to accept deported Colombians sent back.
Colombia's president quickly caving following President Trump's announcing retaliatory measures in response to him not accepting deportation flights. Those threats included a 25% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. from Colombia.
And that's Fox's Brooke Singman. In raids federal agents conducted yesterday, they arrested more than 900 illegal immigrants, detained more than 500 others. And while Democrats in some cities and states plan to resist, Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis wants to help, calling a legislative special session.
The governor wants them to make changes to certain state laws reflecting President Trump's policies on immigration enforcement. Bills already filed would require local police to undergo training for enforcing immigration law, for enhancing penalties for state crimes committed by illegal migrants.
Fox's Evan Brown. There are reports Israel's prime minister will go to the White House for talks with President Trump next week. And now that Hamas has agreed to 2 more sets of hostage releases this week, Israel is allowing Palestinians displaced by war in northern Gaza to return, though there's a lot of destruction. America's listening to Fox News.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
President Trump may get another member of his cabinet today when the Senate is expected to vote to confirm Scott Bessent as the next Treasury Secretary. Later this week, more nominees get their Senate confirmation hearings.
Wednesday, the Senate's Finance Committee holds a hearing with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the president's nominee for Health and Human Services Secretary. Thursday, the Judiciary Committee hears from Kash Patel on his nomination to lead the FBI. The Intelligence Committee will hold a hearing with former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, who has faced bipartisan skepticism since being nominated as the Director of National Intelligence. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
An American has been set free overseas.
According to the State Department, Anastasia Nufer was detained in Belarus last month, and AP quotes a former Belarusian diplomat as saying her arrest was linked to protests that followed the country's disputed 2020 election. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko is currently in the process of releasing vast numbers of prisoners, but rights groups say over 1,000 people are still locked up for opposing him. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, a big sell-off is brewing this hour. NASDAQ futures down more than 700 points. The Super Bowl is set, and it could make history.
Can Mahomes do it? Got the P-Ryan. P-Ryan makes the move around Bernard, and that will clinch it.
The Kansas City Chiefs will go for a three-peat, which no NFL team has ever done. After the Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills 32-29 on CBS to win the AFC Championship, they'll play the Eagles.
Saquon Barkley, first down. Barkley, oh! Saquon, touchdown.
He scored 3 times, leading Philadelphia to a 55-23 rout of the Washington Commanders to win the NFC title on Fox. The Chiefs and Eagles will play in the Super Bowl February 9th. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Fire crews were on scene at a multi-family apartment complex fire in Champaign in the 2100 block of West White Street. They reported heavy fire incoming from the 3rd floor, extending into the attic. Firefighters encountered heavy fires. They searched that building and fighting the blaze. The good news, there were no injuries to report. Investigations ongoing. Tuition going up for certain income freshmen at University of Illinois schools. Board of Trustees voting to increase the base tuition rate for the Illinois resident undergraduates enrolling in the fall of this year by 2.2% at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and University of Illinois Chicago, and 2% at the University of Illinois Springfield. A funeral procession Saturday, including a parade of about 150 trucks to honor Tanner Atkins. Last Monday, he died at the Carl Foundation Hospital in Urbana. A memorial service was held at 2 o'clock Saturday at Paxton Church of Christ. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, I know. A lot of Buffalo Bill fans. There's nobody around here. I mean, maybe 10 people, so you might be. I mean, there's not a lot of Buffalo fans, but I was rooting for them because of Josh Allen. I think he's a great quarterback that has just had to play Patrick Mahomes at the wrong time in the wrong place. Anyway, there was a ball last night. It looked like Buffalo was going to intercept it, but Kansas City's guy ripped it away from him midair, but the ball touched the turf. I've never seen a ball that's called complete that hit the turf.
Yeah, that was another, questionable.
They said, well, it depends on if the ball moves. But I thought the ball had to be, I don't know the rule, but the hand must have had to have been under the ball, is what I thought. But apparently it's control. But anyway, the ball, the tip of the nose of the ball hit the ground, and I think the Kansas City guy had it, but it was pretty close. I just thought the ball hits the turf. Oh, that's incomplete. They said that's complete, and that was another touchdown a play or two later for Kansas City. So
my understanding was there cannot be any assist. You got to make that football move, but there cannot be any assistance whatsoever
with the ground. The ground. That's what I thought. Anyway, obviously that's not the rule because that was blatant. And then the marking of that 4th down play with listen, they had the lead and the ball on the 30-yard line. They were going in to score some points. And and so one guy said short, the other guy, and then they did a replay, and it's really hard to tell them those things. But how come the guy on the other side had it first down by 2 feet? The other guy on the other side had it short. I don't know. It's frustrating when it's so close, and it appears Kansas City gets all the breaks. So it's Kansas City and Philadelphia.
Maybe you digitize the field, grid it somehow that there's a way to electronically, like they're thinking about doing that in baseball with balls and strikes. Maybe there's a way you can kind of digitally grid the system and know if someone passes it. I don't know. Just think out loud here.
And then you could do what Donald Trump did, too big to rig. Make the first down. Come on, get across that thing like a yard, man.
They need, like I said, help on the receiver core of my
Buffalo,
limited knowledge there.
It's quite a football game yesterday, though, Buffalo, Kansas City. Now it's Kansas City, a 1.5 favorite over the very strong Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, that's gonna be a brawl. I think.
And both. I think the Eagles' defense is really good.
Well, we brought up Sidney Brown off mic. I think there's a knee situation with him, and that dates back to January 7th.
Well, he's still on the roster. He's still getting a ring.
He's still active for sure.
He's active, or on the
It says active when you look up.
Okay. So maybe special teams or something.
Right.
All right. Sidney Brown, former Illini.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Our weather on ESPN 93.5 with our meteorologist, learned one, Greg Solier, brought to you by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. Well, we're going to enjoy what we got and then be prepared for what might be coming.
Yeah, that's next week's time frame, mid to late next week. We've got a cold air intrusion, Arctic air on the move into the plains. The jet stream remains from the south and southwest, and we kind of remain on the northern and western cusp of this mild air that dominates much of this week. So that usually means storm development, a wide spectrum of temperatures, and no shortage of moisture in one form or another. So we'll be chasing that rain snow line around here, I'm sure, next week. But in the meantime, wind blowing and milder, the operative weather words for going forward for this week. And boy, I tell you what, to continue to diminish the snow cover, get the wind going, higher sun angle, a month removed from the winter solstice, and you can get a nice recovery on temperatures sometimes, from starting off at 18 at Willard and Savoy, 16 at Rantoul, 17 Danville to 14 Bloomington normal. It'll be wind blown high of about 43 with sunshine at southwest wind on the increased 20 to 30, gust to 40 to 45 miles per hour. So if you're sheltered from the wind, pretty decent day's worth of weather. Down to 26 for tonight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, mild again, 45. That's about 13 or so above average on a west wind, 12 to 24 gusty. 30s tomorrow night, back up to 43 on Wednesday. 50-ish we're penciling in here on Thursday with a partly cloudy sky. We do get in some rain here on Friday. There might be a little freezing rain north of us to start the day off. Temperatures in the lower 40s there. 39 Saturday, 45 on Sunday. So a comfortable weekend, and back in the lower 40s on Monday next week, and then downhill from there, and moisture picking up the middle and late portions of next week too. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, partner, thanks so much. I sat with Ben Quattrone over at Sarah Champagne and Merez Johnson Jr., and I recorded this. Illinois basketball star Merez Johnson on managing partner at Sarah Champagne, Ben Quattrone.
Ben Quattrone is a great guy. He's like an uncle to me now, a great character person. Sarah Champagne is like a family. Talk to the people that work here sometimes, just to talk to them, and they helped me when I got my car deal. It was very helpful. It wasn't like I was like here all day, like I was bonding with people, have a conversation with them. They're there. Oh, I love my car.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com. So I said, Merez, how much do you weigh? Because he's, in person, he's 6'10", 6'9" or 6'10", and his hands are ginormous. Yeah. He would cover half the basketball. Yeah. I mean, just ginormous. If I had to guess about his foot, 17, 18?
Wow.
His foot is huge. And then he said, I say, what, you weigh 225? 255.
Right. His legs are pretty thick.
Well,
he's got
his
some
core looks.
Yeah.
But he struggled against Maryland and then came back with a vengeance. He was terrific yesterday, just all over the court. And he was guarding their best player. So their best player is like 6'8", 6'9". And Merez is 6'10"-ish, and he was all over the guy. Let him shoot a few threes. The guy made 17. That's okay. He couldn't do much inside. Merez Johnson Jr. And Brad Underwood, after the game, was really, really happy with the effort.
Played with an edge. And really happy and proud of our guys. I thought we responded. To playing without Tommy, and we talked a lot about our edge. We talked a lot about we knew we had to make some different adjustments, not huge, but I think analytically, you guys, some of you guys will look at it and tell me I'm wrong. I don't, but I was told we got the number one defense in the country with Tommy and Merez on the court together. We're getting to the point where we were. I'm starting to get to that lineup a little bit, but and then with the sicknesses, it was just hard to practice and get right. I thought we had a little time to prepare. I thought Merez Johnson was absolutely fantastic. I kind of went into this game and with the mindset I wasn't going to take him out unless he was in foul trouble. He showed his quickness, his ability. We were going to give Martinelli some threes. We were worried about him in the paint, and I thought Merez did a really good job of trying to negate some of his looks. That Kylan early was terrific on Barnheiser, and then KJ won the battle of the ball screen, especially in the first half with Leach, making his opportunities very tough.
Chris Collins, the Northwestern coach.
Yeah, not a great day for us, to say the least. Give Illinois a lot of credit. We knew what kind of an Illinois team we were going to face today. This is a really proud, winning championship level program that has had a little bit of a rough stretch, and so we knew coming into this building today we were gonna get everything they had, and that's what they did. They in every facet of the game to start that game, physicality-wise, effort-wise, 50-50 balls on the glass. I just thought they were the tougher team.
We just have a little more connection with Chris Collins for some reason. I think it's because he's from Chicago.
Right.
Doug Collins played at Illinois State. Doug Collins was on that Olympic team in '72 of the Russian Stole.
Yeah.
Soviet Union threw it in 3-4 times till they made it. And then he was really, Doug Collins, his dad, Chris's dad, was really the first coach for Michael Jordan for the Bulls. Mm-hmm. And that's when they beat Cleveland and Michael jumped up 10 feet in the air with the fist pump. That was really the start of it. And then he wasn't around for the championship run because they fired him and brought in Phil Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a connection. By the way, Illinois State basketball, women's basketball won yesterday. Elise Knudsen from Philo.
Oh, yeah.
Had 20.
Oh, good.
And she's now scored over 2,500 points in college.
2,500 now?
That's more than Deion Thomas.
Man.
I think if you rank them, she's like third in the world when it comes to scoring. And
was it Millikan, now ISU?
Yeah, she went from Division III to Division I. Who's to say she can't keep playing in somewhere professionally?
Right.
You don't tell me she can't. I don't know that. I think it's a heck of a story that she goes and sets all the scoring records at Millikan, jumps 2 levels to Illinois State, is their leading scorer, and they're third in the Missouri Valley at 6-2.
Okay, and right here from Philo, went to Unity, class of 2020. She beat Brian Cardinal, his record, and there was a ceremony where Brian Cardinal was there and handed over the basketball when she beat his points. So good stuff.
She's LeBron James, and Cardinal was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
She could be the next Caitlin Clark.
She's had a wonderful career. So congratulations, Elise Knudsen.
Thanks for bringing that up. I'm glad they were probably chattering about that at the coffee here before we started.
Frank's boys are very humble about the successes of their kids and grandkids, but I did get that information. Okay, quick minute on the rest of basketball.
Yeah. Essentially, number 17 Illinois taking down the Northwestern Wildcats 83-74. Next up will be at Nebraska Thursday at 7:30. Big Ten action last night. The Badgers over the Cornhuskers 83-55. Maryland ended up beating Indiana 79-78. Meaning, what's the future of Coach Mike Winston?
At this minute, it's bad.
Users are
not going to make it.
Gabbing about all this.
If they win like 10 in a row, maybe he's going to make it, but otherwise, I don't think so.
Speaking of women's basketball, we're in action tonight hosting Purdue. That's a 7:30 start if you'd like to go. And we're setting up the Super Bowl. That'll be the Eagles versus the Chiefs.
And I'll watch
February 9th in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll be watching very unemotionally. I really do like Patrick Mahomes. I just was rooting for a guy that's not been there, Josh Allen, for Buffalo. I think a lot of people were because he's such a great quarterback, and he's just had to play Mahomes every time.
Mm-hmm.
As the needs of your customers grow, Busey knows that if they can expand the digital footprint, it'll really help allowing you to bank from wherever you are. And that's what they've got. Everything. They've got mobile app. Very handy. Deposit checks, provide travel plans to let them know you're going to be in Spain. Make sure the debit card works.
Mm-hmm.
Analyze spending habits. They got all the graphs and charts you want. Find the Busey mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. And, of course, save a trip to the bank. Apply for new checking savings accounts online. That's nice.
Yeah.
Also, personal checking, savings accounts, mortgage, wealth management. You choose the location, date, and time. You can get an appointment and talk to somebody from wealth management. They're there to help. And also, if you don't know about how to download stuff, no worries. Contact a member of their customer care team Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6 p. Saturday, 8 to noon, 800-67-BUSY. They'll say, okay, go to this, click that. That's right. And they'll walk you through it. Busey, since 1868 member, FDIC, equal housing level.
Lender.
At Busey, they're proud to offer convenient digital banking platforms that enhance their customers' user experience. Busey.com, you want to get started today. All right, we have a Stever. It's from PDR Automotive, a complete vehicle inspection. You can get another 100 on top of the 100 I'm paying for the inspection if you'd like as well. Just go to GoStever.com, take advantage of a $200 deal from PDR Automotive.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a pretty delightful conclusion to January and the first few days of February, but hold on good and tight. Wide swings of weather and an active weather pattern gets going around here for next week. Not done by wintertime by any measure of the imagination. Windy turning milder for the day today, though. Sunshine at 43, but hold on good and tight on that southwest wind, increasing 20 to 30 gusts to 45 miles per hour. Windy not as cold tonight, down to 26. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, mild still at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out in the mid-30s tomorrow night. Sunshine and 43 for the day on Wednesday. Up near 50 on Thursday. Maybe a little rain, maybe some freezing rain mixed in early in the day on Friday, then some rain in the afternoon up to 43. Upper 30s Saturday, mid-40s on Sunday, low 40s next Monday. Signs of a developing winter weather system we'll keep an eye out for at some point the mid-stretches of next week. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are tumbling after China claimed its startup DeepSeek was able to release artificial intelligence models comparable with those from OpenAI and Google, and DeepSeek claims it can do it by spending a lot less, $5.6 million instead of the $100 million or more being spent by U.S. and other Western companies. AT&T shares are up more than 2% after it reported an upbeat quarter. Ankara Holdings, an activist investment firm, is pushing U.S. Steel to drop its planned merger with Nippon Steel. The Wall Street Journal reports Ankara is not interested in pursuing a sale of U.S. Steel to another party. It wants to make changes to improve the business. Ankara has a plan to oust U.S. Steel's CEO, David Burritt. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Hi, this is Troy Lands from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. With colder temperatures here, let's make sure your heating system is operating at its best. At Lands, you can join our comfort family and get exclusive savings and support to keep your heating system in tip-top shape this winter and all year round. Our plans offer tune-ups, discounts on repair, and even lifetime system enhancements. Plus, we back up our equipment with labor warranty when we install it. Find out more about our comfort family maintenance plans at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Yeah, I don't know where the Bidens are. I think the Bidens might be in Santa Barbara. They went to Santa Barbara right after they left the White House, and they have friends out there, I guess. And I guess, and I've seen articles on this, who ran the White House. You know, that's going to be the next intrigue.
I know.
And I know Barack Obama comes up.
I see. I just figured it was Jill.
Jill's second.
Okay.
There's a chief of staff that got listed, you know, because there's so many things now leaking about, you know, pretty much done early because that was what they had. But Barack Obama teased kind of jokingly, said, man, I'd love to do the job if I didn't have to be here all the time. You know, that kind of thing. And yet I don't think so because, you know, Susan Rice was in there to start, but, you know, she left. So I don't know, the continuity wasn't there. I think he might have had influence and maybe he was talking to a few people with, you know, giving advice. But Jill makes more sense to me because she's right there. She's the caretaker.
Yeah.
She can say, yeah, that's what he wants. Because, you know, sometimes I tell you who's...
Well, the 11th hour pardons and for their family.
No, I know.
And all the J6 committee.
Yeah. Why would they have to have a pardon if they didn't do anything wrong? Well, because he'll go after him. No.
And, you know, it makes you wonder if he knew what he was signing there. Did Jill just put it in front of him and say, let's take care of this before we go to the inauguration?
I think she had to at least be signing off on it. If some of the staffers that were real leftists came in and had it say, well, this is because these people weren't treated right and Trump will come get them. And okay, that's a good idea. I mean, I think it's, but I mean, how...
Still, you're kind of admitting guilt, right?
Well, if you're accepting a pardon, that's why Donald Trump didn't pardon his family. We didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
If you accept it, it's like, okay, they must have done something to accept the pardon from the President of the United States. And then the other side will say, well, just Trump's evil and he's Hitler and they're going to...
Right, right.
That's what you get from that.
Well, I heard a reporter talking with the J6 committee chairperson. Do you have to accept the pardon?
I don't think
so. If you're, totally solid and moving forward with how you believe in things that happen.
Or did you do something wrong?
Right.
Did you do something wrong and destroy January 6th evidence? If you did, that's against the law and you'll be in trouble. So let's just pardon everybody just in case. Because the evil Trump will come get you. Anyway, I don't know. I think one of the worst details in the Secret Service would be guarding Joe Biden. I mean, wow. Every day, you got to do what you're supposed to do. Got to be alert. All those... That's going to be the shady rest, man. That's going to be not much happening over there. I guess it's easy.
Right.
But you better not put your guard down either.
Right.
So you got to be what you are. But, man, do you want assigned to the Biden family as your detail? I mean, you take it. You have to.
I mean, maybe you're in the last chapter of service, too, and then it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be too action-packed, I don't think. I think
early bird special at the restaurant.
Be more for just do, but you when you're in Secret Service, you got to be on your toes all the time.
True.
So you don't want to get lax either. But I don't know. I think there'd be a lot of their detail. And then how about President Trump taking away the security for Anthony Fauci, for John Brennan, former CIA head? And they couldn't believe it. And Trump says, you don't get that for life.
Yeah.
So, and he said those guys can buy their own security. They got plenty of money.
Absolutely.
So I would think that's what would happen. I think the old security business probably is thriving. You get the former police officers and really intelligent, smart, good people that can guard you, and then they know how to do all that stuff. I don't know. When I see Donald, how about Donald? Circus Sports is a big sponsor.
Yeah.
Circus is a really big sponsor. Donald Trump went to Las Vegas, and he went into Circus Sports.
Yes.
He was there with the owner, Derek, and he walked into the casino. He walked by the craps table, was talking to people. But he had a ring of people surrounding him. But he's walking in and everybody's going crazy. I mean, they're chanting USA. The president's in the house.
Yes.
And they called the owner of Circus Sports, big sponsor of our station, and they wanted to know if they could host Donald Trump's speech at Circa.
Okay.
I don't know how that all worked, but the owner said it's been an interesting weekend. When they called to say, can we? And we, of course, said, of course we can. And they had kind of a Republican Party kind of a thing. It wasn't a huge venue, but he's talking about no tax on tips and all of that. And
right.
Boy, he says that's probably why I won Nevada.
That's right.
And I would think if you're a Biaggi's, waiter, and you're making, how much cash can you make a night at Biaggi's? $300 cash?
Yeah.
Without your pay?
For sure.
Because, when you go to places...
But, I mean, your pay is like, what, $4 an hour or
it's
something?
like 7 or 8.
Okay, now...
It's gone up.
I guess it's been a while since I've talked to those servers.
Yeah, and I think if you're a ribeye, someplace that tips, Long Branch Steakhouse, you ought to tip because you're going to spend a little money.
That's right.
Give them 20%, 25%, whatever that... I mean, that's going to add up. Now, were people tracking and really paying all their taxes on... I don't know. How do you know that? If you're leaving the place, you have $800 in your pocket... and it's cash, you're supposed to report all that. Well, now you don't have to do that. They haven't passed it yet. He's going to propose it, and he owns doesn't own, but he controls Senate and House. House is slim. Senate's pretty slim. Oh, by the way, you know who's worse cognitively than Joe Biden by a lot? Republican Mitch McConnell. He didn't even vote for Pete Hegseth the other night. What's up with that?
I see.
Former majority leader of the United States Senate, and John Thune was his right-hand man. John Thune's in charge, and he wouldn't even do a solid for the successor to Mitch McConnell. But
I think about that time that he just kind of blanked out.
I think that's kind of regular.
And so
he just stares.
It was like a minute or so of awkward.
No, he's got cognitive issues,
and I feel
sure.
bad. I mean, it could be me. Who knows when?
All of it could be
With
all
mental
of it.
health. I mean, you've just got to get things checked.
He's too old to be in the United States Senate. He is aged out, but he's standing there. It's horrible. I mean, we all can be there. But in the position he's in, and he just stares, and the man, and they kind of know when to would you like to go back to your officer? And he'll say yes.
Right.
And it's just, but listen, we're all headed north, and at some point you step away with grace, and you appreciate your time there, but why must you hold on to power for 50 years? Give somebody else a shot that's younger, more energy, has maybe better ideas. But boy, I'm
glad you and I have a truce that we're going to call each other out if we start slipping.
Please tell me. Please tell me. All right, news coming up. 217-359-2255. You want to jump on our Fisher National Bank text line at 8:30.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is at the Pentagon this morning to start his new job, confirmed by the Senate by the narrowest of margins Friday night.
We will be no better friend to our allies and no stronger adversary to those who want to test us and try us.
Meantime, President Trump is ordering back pay, benefits, and the option for reinstatement for service members who were discharged for refusing a COVID vaccine. The COVID shot was added to other vaccine requirements during the pandemic as a readiness issue. Colombia's president's backing down and allowing deportation flights from the United States.
President Trump threatened to impose steep tariffs and other measures on the country for blocking 2 flights on Sunday. The White House says the drafted actions will remain in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor the deal.
That's Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. And Wall Street stocks are down to start the day. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Tuition going up for certain income freshmen at University of Illinois schools. Board of Trustees voting to increase the base tuition rate for the Illinois resident undergraduates enrolling in the fall of this year by 2.2% at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign and University of Illinois Chicago, and 2% at the University of Illinois Springfield. A funeral procession Saturday, including a parade of about 150 trucks to honor Tanner Adkins. Last Monday, he died at the Carl Foundation Hospital in Urbana. A memorial service was held at 2 o'clock Saturday at Paxton Church of Christ. Fire crews were on scene at a multi-family apartment complex fire in Champaign in the 2100 block of West White Street. They reported heavy fire incoming from the third floor, extending into the attic. Firefighters encountered heavy fires. They searched that building and fighting the blaze. The good news, there were no injuries to report. Investigations ongoing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a pretty delightful conclusion to January and the first few days of February, but hold on good and tight. Wide swings of weather and an active weather pattern gets going around here for next week. Not done by wintertime by any measure of the imagination. Windy turning milder for the day today, though. Sunshine at 43, but hold on good and tight on that southwest wind, increasing 20 to 30 gusts to 45 miles per hour. Windy not as cold tonight, down to 26. Tomorrow, mostly mostly sunny, breezy, mild still at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out in the mid-30s tomorrow night. Sunshine and 43 for the day on Wednesday. Up near 50 on Thursday. Maybe a little rain, maybe some freezing rain mixed in early in the day on Friday, then some rain in the afternoon up to 43. Upper 30s Saturday, mid-40s on Sunday, low 40s next Monday. Signs of a developing winter weather system we'll keep an eye out for at some point the mid-stretches of next week. For CPJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Okay.
We have a tech glitch there, or
I don't know.
I can always
maybe.
Take
Oh, it is.
There we go.
It Mitch McConnell'd me.
We got the jinx since we were mentioning him.
Yeah. All right, it is Monday morning. Glad you're listening. Enjoy the sunshine. We got 50 on Thursday. Mike Wallner at U of I Golf Course always has golf available if there's no snow on the ground.
Oh.
Maybe by Thursday it'll be all gone.
Good tip.
If it's 50, you can go swing some.
Absolutely.
But then, people, maybe freezing rain Friday and some winter storm activity early next week.
Yes,
So
we're
just-
not out of the woods
No.
on winter. You do get excited, though.
But here's what's absolute. What's absolute is it's February on Saturday. February is only 28 days.
Yes.
And the days are longer. 5 o'clock the other night was like light.
Right.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we spring ahead like first weekend in March on the clocks.
Yes.
That means you lose that hour of sleep. And I thought Donald Trump is doing something about that. You might Google that really fast.
Okay.
I thought he was going to eliminate all that stuff. I'd be okay with that.
when it comes to changing our
Yeah,
clocks?
I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't stay light.
Trump on what? Daylight savings
Yeah, daylight
time?
savings. I thought there was some sort of an idea. And the thing that's so different about Donald Trump is it's a stream of consciousness. It's like troubleshooting in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, talked about getting people back in a week, he says, a week's too long. I mean, every camera in America is there. A week's too long. They need to be back tonight.
Man.
Let them clean up their own air. She
And
says,
you know the people in L.A. want to get back to.
they're standing outside of their property waiting to walk on, and they won't let them.
Let them go.
And then she says, well, the most important thing is to be safe. He said, it's safe. There's nothing left. Let them on their land.
Right.
It's their
property.
He just has the ability to reach down and
I mean, obviously you want people to be safe. If there's
but
like a gas line that could explode.
There's nothing left. It's absolutely nothing. And they simply want to go look around and start cleaning. And I don't know how they're going to do it when the roads are blocked and everything else. There's cars. I mean...
Okay, the first story to come up, President Trump says daylight savings time is inconvenient and very costly. Daylight savings time involves moving the clock forward 1 hour during the summer months and setting them back in the fall. Without daylight savings time, the U.S. pop up, and now I can't read.
Okay. Thanks for visiting. Now, let me give you this quick
But anyway.
commercial. Yeah.
Trump's return. Will daylight savings time come back? Is the headline.
Well,
wants to get rid of daylight savings.
Don't you need an act of Congress for that?
I mean,
Doesn't
but why not?
I mean,
write it up and see if you can get an act of Congress.
Anybody out there objecting to that? Would you rather not touch your clock, or would you like what we're doing? Because I think that initially, didn't we fall back because it'd be lighter for the kids on the bus in the morning?
Right. That's right.
Because it's pretty dark at 7 in the morning.
Sure.
In winter. But, I mean, it's amazing the effect it has on old people. Me too. It's just like you say, why are we doing that? Come on. Put some Montevani on. Let's listen to some good stuff here. I mean, I'm good. Right now, I'd be all in on let's just not mess with it.
Yes.
It just, what time is it in Indianapolis? I mean, all of that.
I know. The Indy stuff. I've got some flight stuff coming up.
Remember when 15 and 17, those channels switched? They switched.
Yep.
I still can't do it.
Right.
I have no idea where they are.
Which one is WICD?
No, I have no
which
idea.
one is WAND?
It's 17 and 20 for me. I
Right.
have no idea which is which.
Forever.
I can't figure it out.
I can't either.
It's a 50-50 proposition.
And I worked at Channel 15 under Barb Leach on WICD back in the day.
But they switched the numbers, and there's 2 stations involved, and it's far too complicated for me.
And when we slip into this towny talk, because a lot of people do remember.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable how complicated that is. And another thing is, how do you find Illinois basketball? Well, where do you go? FS1, Big Ten, Peacock?
All the sports stuff to me is confusing, and I haven't gotten on board with subscription TV yet.
Well, you know,
I'm still on the network clicking around and all these.
You got to have
commercials.
Amazon Prime to get Amazon, which has got the NFL on Thursday, and then if you don't have Peacock, you're going to miss 4 Illinois games.
I mean, I'd
at
just
least
rather go to a bar and watch it.
if they have Peacock.
True.
And that's not, everything costs like $7 a month until it doesn't. And Netflix used to be, what, $8.99?
But how many of those subscriptions can I take then? If I want everything, I'm paying now $200, right? If they're $7 each.
Well, yeah, there's Hulu, there's a lot.
Right.
But there's some things if you have, you don't need, and that's far too complicated.
It used to be that my young adult children would just keep me on their plan. But now, Netflix and whoever has caught on to, unless you're in the proximity
I don't know.
of being under the plan, they know that you're not under the same roof.
It's called the evolution of life when you used to know everything and now you know nothing. I mean, you really don't. You don't know how to work your phone, and it's so darn complicated. What's an app? For Pete's sakes, why can't we just keep it simple? I want number 2-leaded pencils. I know it's just breathtaking. The speed of life.
Well, and for that matter, Stevie, it's radio. And we're at Stevie JAY FM on X. If people want to catch the show and listen on their phone, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and we're always going to be there. Because I bought a premium package for like $20 a month.
Because I get that when I'm out and about too. Is I don't catch your show on Facebook anymore.
Well, because
they censor us. So.
Well, they not only that, but then they were charging me $2,300 if I wanted to continue. $2,300.
Really?
That was their premium package, and X's was $167 a year.
Well, and it's on your personal Stevie J account. It wasn't on Stevie J Broadcasting.
Well, I've never had a Stevie J Broadcasting.
I know.
It was just something we
Way
started.
back when we should have said all this.
That was back when I had I don't know, 4,600 friends at 4,590. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just accepted everybody, and then that slowed, and then all of a sudden they disappeared.
Yep.
This whatever they did,
I don't know.
I think Zuckerberg's on my side now because President Trump. I think he quit. He took his bots off of the thing too. So anyway, yes, we are on X this morning. I just checked. We'll be there every day, no matter what we say, which is refreshing because that wasn't the case on Facebook and YouTube.
And Kelly had chimed in at 217-359-2255 saying McConnell's wife from China, he's in China's pockets. No kidding.
I don't know. Is she Chinese or is she Korean? I don't know. And she's been a cabinet secretary as well. But it just, Mitch, love you. God bless you. But time to go to Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's just
step
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, that's a term limit argument,
right,
too.
no, that would be wonderful. And the country would change dramatically by about 2050 because it'll take time if you tell all the representatives.
Yeah, you give them a grandfather clause.
Yeah,
you're still in it.
You're in it forever. You don't have to ever leave. But then they'll die and move on. And then you just have term-limited people that go out there and might actually vote for the country versus how much can I make on that inside trade. I cannot believe Congress does that. The Nancy Pelosi bunch. And I'm sure Republicans have really gotten wealthy as well. Has anybody gone to the United States Congress and come back poor? I think not. I think they're all just doing great. And they only make like $180,000 a year. For an executive, that's not very much. But they just know stuff coming down the way and might as well jump on that thing. That's going to fly when the news gets out. That's insider trading.
Right.
It's not fair.
Mitch McConnell is 82, and I'm trying to discover where Elaine Chao is from, but she was the United States Secretary of Labor.
Well, Mitch is just, I don't know. Anyway, he's got to have staff tell him what to do now. But so that's just time to go. All right, 842. I got
Chao's from Taiwan.
Okay, so she is technically Chinese, but Taiwan's kind of independent for now. Kind of like Hong Kong was until that kind of changed. So, by the way, it's a Hong Kong company running Panama. It's not necessarily the quote. What is the Chinese? Because Hong Kong is all China now,
right?
So it's Hong Kong, and the worry for the U.S. and Donald Trump is that if something happens, they could shut it down. I mean, that kind of thing.
I see.
And that's a huge deal. Otherwise, we got to go around Ushuaia near Antarctica to get our goods through. We got to go all around South America. Look on a globe and see how far under that is. You got to go through the canal. We built it too. And we're getting charged exorbitant fees, which ticks Trump's office. He says, we just get crazy charges. So there's, I don't know what will happen there. Maybe nothing.
Panama President Jose Raul Molino says the nation needs to maintain control of the Panama Canal after President Trump re-upped the intent to take control of his strategic waterway.
I'm not sure that somebody read the treaty between Panama and America.
Okay.
Because I think when something could happen where Panama no longer has control of it, which I don't think they do anymore because they gave it to Hong Kong for a lot of money.
Well, this says the canal will remain Panama's and its administration will remain under Panamanian control with respect to its permanent neutrality.
Well, they've hired the Hong Kong people to run it. So are they really in control? Technically, maybe.
And then it talks about the tongue-in-cheek statements that Trump made. So, saying was it serious when he was saying that, right? So.
I don't know. I mean, he floats a lot of things that are for different reasons, but the Greenland thing,
right.
The Panama thing,
right,
and making Canada, now that really ticks Canadians off, making me a state. Oh, there's some people not happy. How dare you? All right, and they're paying the top tax rate in Canada is 70%. How would you like to make $100,000 and bring home 30?
Yikes!
Yeah, well, you get health care, and you can get in next year for that appointment. All right, quick check of sports.
Our Illini winners, number 17, Illinois over Northwestern, 83-74. It got within 8 with a couple of minutes left to play. I bet that kept the crowd around, huh?
Didn't keep me around.
Because
when I left, it was 20 with like 3 minutes left.
Fans,
we just know the timing.
It's a little bit cold. This shit's third quarter. Did we leave as many as 25?
Listen, the people in C started flooding out at 6 minutes.
Okay.
Because they're trapped.
I know.
C section just doesn't, I guess, the 200 level, you have no way out. You have to wait for the next guy to leave, right?
I can't point any fingers because I am in the same boat.
Well, people leave because it's like an airplane.
Right.
If you want off the plane, you got to go early. And in this case, you in plane you can't, but in C section you can. So when it was 6 or 7 minutes left, we were up 22 points. And people started flooding out.
Uh-huh.
There's just a moment where one goes and then this whole domino thing. We gotta go!
No, really, I'm going to the restroom. I'm just bundled up in my coat.
That's right.
Nebraska Thursday at 7:30. And then the next home game will be Ohio State on Sunday, February 2nd at noon. And we're taking texts of Illini if you'd like to go. 217-359-2255. And thanks to ExpressPros.com for being part of that giveaway. Yesterday, Wisconsin over Nebraska, 83-55. Maryland beats the Hoosiers by 1, 79-78. Now we'll move on to, let's say the women in action against Purdue at the State Farm Center at 7:30. If you'd love to go see them in action. We're down to the last 5 home games for our Illini men.
Unbelievable.
So it's got to be around the same zone for the women, and you've been wanting to catch them. Go tonight. Denver's at Chicago to face the Bulls. The Milwaukee Bucks are in Utah this evening. And, of course, you already heard about the Eagles over Washington Commanders, 55-23 on the AFC side. You got the Chiefs over the Bills, 32-29 in a little bit of a tighter game. And the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams has been tapped as Ben Johnson, the coach of the Bears, is starting to get things going.
Yeah, Dennis
he's
Allen,
only 38.
Dennis Allen is former head coach of the Raiders and the Saints, and a very good defensive coordinator.
DeCon Doyle's only like 28 years old, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, 28.
And Rich Hightower is retained by the Bears for special teams.
I don't know. You can listen to all the Bears radio on WQQB Q96 as part of our family. And that's we're excited about year 2 of that deal because I think the Bears can make the playoffs next year. Come on.
Let's do it.
Champaign County Crime Stoppers has been working to keep our neighborhoods safe since 1986, but we've never done it alone. We rely on the generous support of those that recognize Crime Stoppers as an investment in a safer community for our friends, our family, and our collective future. Your generous support directly funds cash rewards for anonymous tips that lead to arrests. Join us by making a tax-deductible donation today that leads to a brighter, safer tomorrow. Donate now at ChampaignCountyCrimeStoppers.org.
Drive in, drive out, Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Dedicated Diesel, home of the Dixie Chopper, still got Gail Frerich's used Dixie Chopper laying around the yard there? Or?
Yeah, I believe Gail's is still there. It is a great machine, a big classic, and then we have a couple more really good used models I'd like to get rid of before the snow's gone. But now's the time to check out some great deals while your grass is covered up. I know most people aren't thinking about mowing yet, but this is the time that the prices are going to be their lowest.
How can people reach Tim Onstad?
They can get me at timo@gftlog.com and call the office at 765-793-7131. Get a hold of Andy. The shop is 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, 217-328-0562, or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
You're the man. Thank you so much, Tim. Always a pleasure. Thanks,
guys.
You bet. I generally don't buy concessions, but I bought Janet a Smith burger from State Farm yesterday.
So good.
And French fries.
So they have a booth.
And Diet Coke. Yeah, it's right next to our seat.
All right.
So we walk out. Bathroom's right there.
Yep.
We just have a real convenient seat. And then right over there, I went to the right and went halfway around and couldn't find it. And it was like the next booth on my left. I just went to. Anyway, so I walked over and the line was $0. I think it may be more of an expensive one.
Yeah.
It's like $11, $12.
Oh, yeah. It's like a gourmet burger these days.
It's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
They had the condiments thing over there. It'd be better. Like the Cardinals have little pumps.
Yep.
They just have packets.
I see.
So pumps would be better.
Yes,
if you want to
would.
improve the experience. But they got you through quickly. I had the 2 burgers and the Diet Coke and French fries in 3 minutes.
Nice.
It was really good. Very efficient. And they had a lot of workers. But no, that Smith burger is kind of a smash burger. And it's pretty good.
Scott had texted in 359-2255 if you ever want to, interact with us. How about an agreement on maximum age for government positions of 70?
That's pretty young now. I'd say 80. I mean, 70.
The Mitch McConnell age was 82.
Yeah, I'd say 80s. That you have, I don't know, 24 people that are over 80 now, at least.
I mean, Trump's 78.
I know.
Right?
I know. So, but he's done in 4 years. It'll be
Right.
82. But again, he doesn't look 78. I think Chuck Schumer is 72 and he looks 80 to me.
Yeah.
Dick Durbin's 78 and looks 82 to me.
Yep, that's right.
So they just Chuck Grassley, good Republican, is like 90. 88, whatever.
But I feel like there does need to be a change.
I think
we
it
need
should
some
be-
fresh ideas and young people.
I think 75. You see some pretty vibrant 75s. I'd go with 80.
Yeah.
I think 80 is a nice cutoff. We're just getting a little better, a little longer. Anyway, let's talk about that. Weather now. Here's Greg.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Pretty good looking weather and fine feeling weather relative to late January, early February for the next several days. No major systems in sight for this week. Next week, a pattern shift into a far more stormier winter weather scenario for a good part of the Corn Belt. East Central Illinois may be included in that. But in the meantime, windy and turning milder for the day today. Cold start, but boy, a nice recovery around here with a higher sun angle. What's left of the snow pack and snow cover melting away at 43. At southwest wind 20 to 30, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy tonight down to 26 and a few clouds. Tomorrow mostly sunny, breezy, mild at 45 on a west wind. We'll bottom out near 35 tomorrow night. Mostly sunny, breezy, mild still for the day. And Wednesday at 43, up near 50 on Thursday. And so a couple of rounds of rainfall for the day on Friday into Friday night with a high about 43. 39 on Saturday, 45 on Sunday. Easy weather for the weekend. And back into some cooler weather early next week with a Monday high near 40 and dropping. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
All right, if you want PDR Automotive, I'm paying for a complete vehicle inspection. That's $100, but you get 5 pages, color printout of what your car's like. Good to know. And then if you do have something they suggest you do, I'll kick $100 toward whatever that would be. So it's a $200 deal at PDR Automotive. Terrific for your car, van, or truck, getting it fixed up, or at least knowing with the diagnosis, they just wire you up like a hospital would your body. And they know everything about you. Once they wire the car up, they just print out, and it's like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, that, take it. It's really good to know, particularly if you're selling your car on your own, something like that. Or just you're driving it a lot. You want to make sure it's in good working order. I'll pay for that. GoStever.com. You can click accept and get an email tonight if you're one of the winners.
1008 North Cunningham in Urbana.
Okay. We'll see you soon. Diane's going to go on a little vacay.
Yeah, I am.
Enjoy, and be safe.
Memphis, Griff Jenkins territory.
That's right. Get some rendezvous ribs.
I sure will. That's on my list. The Peabody Ducks, of course, Graceland, Sun Studios. I mean, we've got a list, and I'm going with a tour guy. So.
All right, you'll be good. All right, thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the week.
I'm Stevie J. That's Diane Ducey. Have a great Monday.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Did you know that routine maintenance on your furnace helps improve air quality in your home? Along with making sure your furnace is operating at maximum efficiency, Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing wants to make sure your home is as comfortable as possible. Voted People's Choice #1 HVAC and plumbing company for the 3rd time in 4 years, let the expert team make sure you'll be warm all winter long. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Book your appointment today. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illinois basketball season is underway.
Single game tickets to see your Fighting Illini at State Farm Center are on sale now at fightingillini.com. Great seats are still available. Lock in your tickets for big games against Big Ten opponents before they're gone. Don't miss your chance to see the winningest team in the Big Ten Conference over the last 5 years. Be part of the atmosphere and get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
We would like to invite you to the St. Joseph Ogden FFA auction February 1st at the St. Joseph Ogden High School. Dinner and silent auction begins at 5, followed by a live auction at 6. There are no tickets needed to attend, and anyone is welcome.
Items to be auctioned off include fire pits, solo stove, various Milwaukee tools, door lock welding table, various silent auction baskets, and gift certificates from local businesses.
You can learn more about our auction at our Facebook page, St. Joseph Ogden FFA.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.